Hello YouTubers, welcome back to iTechnology Reviews. Well, the Xbox One X, it's already come out on the market, and if you can decide about upgrading, if you have an Xbox 360, in this review you're gonna make an opinion, we're gonna teach you some tricks, we're gonna tell you if it's worth it upgrading from Xbox 360 to the Xbox One S or the new Xbox One X. Well guys, if you want to upgrade from Xbox 360 to the normal, it's not worth it. Go directly to the Xbox One S because it has a nice budget. You can find it at the promotion now. It's more improved than the normal Xbox One, the S version I'm talking. So it's 30% smaller, it's completely redesigned. It has a nice white color, robot color, let's say. You can purchase these consoles already with games inside like Forza Horizon 3 or in this version with Hot Wheels, with 2 games, with FIFA, with all kinds of games. And it's better, for example, that the normal Xbox, because you'll find them at a good price. If it's not worth it, buy the simple Xbox One S without games inside, I'm talking. I'm not going to do an unboxing. I want to tell you rapidly what you will find in the box. Really brief. Inside you will find a HDMI cable. I think it's 2.0, the standard of the HDMI, and use that cable. Do not use other cables because it will give you the HDR content. We will talk about this. Inside you will find a controller. It will give you 2 Duracell batteries. The Xbox One S has the built-in that charger adapter that we'll find on the Xbox One, normal Xbox One, or in the Xbox One 360. You have to plug in a cable, and this is it. You have a TV out, a HDMI TV out, you have a HDMI in from, I don't know if you have a player, a musical player, you can plug in to avoid changing the cables. Guys, it would be great to have 2 HDMI out because for example, I have a video projector and a TV, and in the daylight, you can use and play on the TV, and at the night you can play at the video projector without changing the cables, but it's okay, You have 2 USB 3.0 ports, ER out, digital in, and the LAN. You have the LAN cable if you don't want to use Wi-Fi already built in. In the front, you have also USB 3.0, a ER sensor, a pairing button. This button will activate the console, and this button will eject the disc. This was a short presentation for you guys who want to buy this console and you don't know anything about it. I will tell you everything there is. So, at the performance, it's well improved. It's this new design comes with a little bit more performance than the Xbox One. The S version, you have more frame rate. You have the performance beats between 7 and 15% more than the normal Xbox One. The frame rates measured from the Xbox One to the Xbox One S are between 42 to 39 frame rates. So your games will be more fluent, the motion of the picture will be more smooth. More of this. If you will buy this console, you will have HDR. It's also a new thing and a good thing for the quality of your pictures when you play games. The HDR, not all the games supports Forza Horizon 3, Forza Motorsport 7, Call of Duty, I think the new Far Cry 5, and it supports the HDR mode. What is the HDR mode? Well, in the photography, the HDR are multiple layers of exposure. I myself, I'm a photographer. I do HDR photography from 2009, and it's like this. We shoot 3 pictures, 3 or 5 pictures or 7 or 9. Let's take the example of 3 pictures. We shoot normal, underexposed and overexposed. Those 3 pictures unite and creates one picture that will give you more visibility to the shadows, more shadows. The whites will not be burned, the highlights will be perfect. You will have more contrast, you will have the perfect blacks. The HDR is basically the correction of your colors. It's impressive brightness and shadow detail. If you look at all over the internet when it comes to Xbox One S, well, the HDR gives a little bit of detail difference from the normal viewing mode. Next, the 4K. The console doesn't support the native 4K compared to the Sony PlayStation 4 Pro, but it's upscaled and the differences are small. The Sony PlayStation will not support the full native 4K playback of the Blu-ray player. This is the advantage of the Xbox One S. The Blu-ray player supports 4K with HDR mode and is native. So, for example, think like me. Why buying yourself in the home a 4K Blu-ray player that is the same price with Xbox One S? You could have a console in your home, you could have YouTube because it has some kind of smart like in Samsung, the Smart Hub, it has, you can download YouTube, you can download Facebook, all kinds of applications, Netflix. I'm returning to my idea. Why not having a console in your home that has a Blu-ray, a 4K Blu-ray player already? So you can have 3 things more than a standard Blu-ray player at the same price. Next, guys, is the joystick. The joystick is redesigned. It comes with this nice white with this nice gripping. This new joystick has a nice grip on the sides. You will have problems in time with the dirt because it's white. The buttons are looking very good. It has also a grip, a nice grip on this left and right buttons. I like that it turns into white when you power up the controller. And what I like about this controller, I got to tell you guys that it has different vibrations compared to the Xbox 360. It's more accurate, it's more intuitive, and it transmits the feedback of, for example, of the racing game more detailed into your hands to see and to feel the car. And a great thing is that it supports a jack. You can put your headphones on your ear and it's very easy to listen to the sounds wireless from this controller. This controller now supports Bluetooth. Now let's talk about the games. In the GTA 5, guys, well, from the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One S, you will find that the image is very smooth, the image is cleaner, the image is sharper. It doesn't compare. Those frames in Xbox 360, you will find a lot of drop frames when you move, when you're panning with your character. In the Xbox One S, you will find a little bit of frame drops. This problem with the frame drop is not that noticeable. You will find very rare that the Xbox One S will drop frames, and compared to the normal Xbox One, you will have more frames, like I told you in the beginning of this review. I recommend you to jump to the Xbox One X if you have the budget. If you have a small budget, I recommend you to upgrade yourself to the Xbox One S and not the X, because this one is very affordable. Are not huge colossal differences between Xbox One S and Xbox One X. Of course, the Xbox One X is 4K native. The details are greater, but it's not a colossal differences. So for 200 bucks, I think this one is your great choice if you have a limited budget. Of course, guys, what I'm saying in this review will depend entirely of you, of your money, of your tastes. the Xbox One X is the more performant console that you will find in the market. It's better than PlayStation 4 Pro or whatever edition. It's 4K native, it supports a lot of functions, but it's 3 times more expensive than the Xbox One S. Also in this clip, guys, we're gonna teach you how to properly set up your TV for the HDR gaming with the Xbox One S, because a lot of users don't know this, but the cable, it's very important. You got to use HDMI 2.0, the HDMI that comes with the console inside the box. You got to have a 4K TV that will support HDR. Check out the specification of your producer, and you got to set up the HDMI inside the menu, the TV and the console to support it, because otherwise you will not have results. If you already have this console, you got to have a 4K TV that will support HDR. And if you want to see if your TV is compatible and it's working, the HDR is activated, go in settings. Now look for display and output, video output, and add the advanced settings, 4K details. Now it's a problem if you see we have only the checked your TV supports 4K UHD. So first thing, go and put your TV, if it doesn't, if it's not activated, go and put the 4K resolution. And then if you see this dialog box, activate the low HDR, the TV screen will go off and on, and then check it. And it tells us now your TV supports 4K at 10-bit at 24 Hz. Now we made a small progress, but the HDR is not quite activated yet. After you change these settings, go and connect your HDMI cable to HDMI 1. Most of the TVs have the HDMI 1 as the port who supports the HDR, or it's another possibility that all the ports on your TV can support HDR. For some users, only the port number 1 supported. So put it in the port 1 and go at the settings of your TV, and here go at the support and open the e-manual. And here I have read some informations. It tells us some not so detailed, but it tells us some information about the HDR. So guys, go to the settings view environment, and here scroll down, viewing UHD color, and this is where we want to go. Go to the settings, general, external device manager, and HDMI UHD color, and it tells us if you see it supports UHD 50p and 60p at 4.4.4. So the menu, to the general, external device manager, and we have there HDMI UHD color. This TV is the Samsung model UHD UE14MU 6102K, so it supports the HDR on all ports. For our example, we will select the port HDMI number 1 because the console is connected to that port. Be aware, if you have a computer and if you don't have a proper HDMI and the computer doesn't support HDR output, if you will check, for example, if the computer is in HDMI 2, if you check this box, you will not have image, or you will have image problems. So be aware that NVIDIA card, if it supports HDR output. And let's go back to the display and sound video output, advanced video settings, and now let's see the Look, the results are different. So all our boxes are checked. We support, this TV supports HDR 10-bit at 24, 50 or 60 Hz, and it supports HDR video. So for example, guys, we have the Hitman and it supports HDR. The Hitman supports HDR. It tells us in the store, in the Xbox store, in the details of the game. It's 4K game and it supports 4K gaming and HDR. Now guys, in Hitman I want to show you VHDR. We have the options HDR. I'm curious if I will turn off the HDR in that HDMI color, if this option will appear here. For now we have view HDR specific option. They are only available if you have a HDR capable display connected. So when we go in with the A key, you have the HDR and it tells us adjust the slider until the inner box is barely visible. So guys, yeah, I think it's barely visible here. Let me dim the light, guys. I don't know if you can see it, but yes, it's barely visible. So now it's confirmed that the HDR it's working great. Now let's play. I'm gonna load a save and see how is the HDR with and without. An important aspect is if you have two consoles, two Xbox One S, one at home and one in other place, you can play at home and will automatically save your information of the game while you are connected to the internet. So if both consoles are connected to the internet, you can resume for where you left the game. Guys, I hope you like this video. I hope you can make an opinion what to choose, what game console to buy for yourself. If you like this video, please support us, guys, and thumbs up for this video, and most important, subscribe to our channel because we have a lot of ideas. We'll publish a lot of videos and we'll give you free reviews and tutorials. You got to love technology because technology is part of our lives. We are iTechnology Reviews. Have a great day, guys. See you. Bye.